Welcome to the Candidate Forum for Winfield Township Trustees. My name is Melissa Nachman, a member of the League of Women Voters of Wheaton, and your moderator today. I live in Glen Ellen, so I will not be voting for any of the candidates participating in the forum today. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization that neither supports nor opposes candidates or parties for any office. The League is not affiliated with any political party. The League's purpose is to promote civic responsibility through the informed and active participation of citizens in government and civil civic discourse. Providing opportunities to meet candidates is a major mission of the League of Women Voters, so voters can become better informed about the issues facing their community and to become better acquainted with the candidates running for office. We are looking forward to a respectful exchange focused on the issues. We all benefit from a civil exchange of ideas rather than personal attacks. Our goal for the forum is that it will inform and inspire rather than divide. We do hope that the candidates will speak about their goals and plans and refrain from speaking about another candidate or what another candidate has or has not done. All of the candidates were invited to participate today. Those who are able to join us this afternoon are Kirsten Kiki John, Edward Ed Frank Oviac, Rebecca Holmes, and Rebecca Holmes. The format today is a forum and not a debate. Candidates are expected to accurately represent the facts, and their responses reflect their own views and opinions. All candidates attending today have signed and returned the ground rules by the deadline established in the invitation. These rules specify the format, time limits, broadcasting of the forum, and other rules related to the conduct of the forum. The candidates will begin in alphabetical order by position with their 1-minute opening statements. They will then alternate the order in which they answer questions for 1 minute. Since this is not a debate, there will not be any rebuttals by the candidates. After the question portion of the format, each candidate will give a 1-minute closing statement, continuing our alternating pattern. A member of the league will be acting as timer, and I will enforce the time limits. Candidates will see a slide to let them know you have 30 seconds and then 15 seconds, and then stop. Should a candidate exceed the time limit, I will ask them to finish their sentence and move on to the next candidate. To ensure that questions for today's forum represent a balance of topics, a panel of experienced members of the League of Women Voters has reviewed the questions submitted for appropriateness and to avoid duplication. The candidates have not seen the questions beforehand. Finally, I just want to say how appreciative we are of the candidates who are not only willing to serve in office, but who agreed to be here today to share their ideas and goals. So let's get started. Candidate Jenna, you have 1 minute for your opening statement.
Hi, I am Kirsten Kiki Jenna. I have lived in West Chicago now for almost 7 years. During that time, I have been on the PTO at Turner Elementary. I've been the fundraising head, have done all of the book fairs, holiday shops, festivals, all of that. We've worked all together and gotten those done. My daughter is now going on to middle school, so I will be letting that go. And I thought this would be a way to help my broader community. And I'm really excited to have that ability. I have also been an election judge for the last 4 years. That has really taught me a lot about elections, how they work, and government in general. I've been very grateful for those experiences and so glad that I've been a part of it. And I am excited to do great things for this township, and I hope that I get the chance to do it.
Thank you. Candidate Frank Oviac.
Okay. Hi there. I'm Ed Frankowiak. I've been a actually 40-year resident of West Chicago, Winfield Township. 3 boys, they've gone through District 33 school, and they've gone through the associate's degree at College of DuPage and got their degrees at NIU. I've worked for 40 years with the Bell Lab system AT&T, Lucent Technologies, Nokia, retired from Nokia in 2019. And then so I worked in a area of the cellular division in software development. So I have a lot of experience in handling large scale jobs. I was committee chairman for Cub Scout Pack 532 for over 10 years. Uh, I was on a committee that was with the District 33 referendum when they went for
Candidate,
referendum.
sir, thank you. I appreciate your help, your time. Candidate Holmes, your opening remark?
I didn't see any thing that told me my time. Oh,
I apologize. It does flash down on the timer screen, so I understand it's hard sometimes as you're
oh, I was
looking to
expecting to see
focus
it
on that as
on the
well.
screen. Okay,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you. Candidate Holmes?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Holmes. I am running for Winfield Township Trustee because it is a small way that I can give back to the community that I love so much. I also would love to see our township offer more services. I have a lot of experience on being on boards. As the previous candidate mentioned, she'd done. I've also been on my children's school PTO board for 6 years, no longer doing that. Ran their book fairs, served as treasurer for 2 of those years. I am also on the board for West Chicago Parks Foundation, been a part of them for over 6 years. I served as president for 3 years, and I am currently serving in my second year as secretary. We partner with other local nonprofits, so I have lots of experience on working with other boards. And we also have a scholarship fund for low-income families to use Park District facilities and look for other ways to enhance our community.
Thank you. For our first question, we'll start, sir, with you, candidate Frankowiak. And the first question is, what is your understanding of the role of township government?
The township government is to provide services to the community, the road district, and then the uh, assistance, and then also for road maintenance and mental health and all the different aspects that can provide help to the community.
Thank you. Candidate Holmes?
The township's role is to take care of the township roads, to assess taxes, and also to take care of the indigent by offering assistance and provide youth and family services and as well as senior services.
Thank you. Candidate Jenna?
It is to provide fixing for the roads, tax assessment, and for working with the indigent, working with seniors, youth, and family services, and helping anybody that should need it.
Thank you. And then taking this a little bit further, just want to ask you all, and we'll start with you, Candidate Holmes, then specifically, what is your understanding of the role of a township trustee within township government?
I believe that the trustee helps with oversight on what the supervisor, assessor, and clerk are doing. I believe it is our job to work together, to be collaborative, and to help our community succeed and to find what services they need and offer them.
Thank you. Candidate Jenna?
I would say the same, that we need to provide services, and if we have ideas, to work collaboratively together to get those services that are much needed in our community, to work with the supervisor, clerk, assessor, road, all those people. We all need to work together to make our community better.
Thank you. Candidate Frankowiak?
Yeah, the trustee's main job is oversight. Use common sense in voting or with what is brought forth that the supervisor and others want to be done and oversight.
Thank you. Moving on, and we'll start this time with candidate DeJenna. How would you handle conflicts or disagreements with your fellow trustees or other township officials?
I would hope that we don't have a lot of conflicts. If they do, I hope that we will all be civil and we'll listen to each other and give each other space to talk, and then let's really listen and make sure that we hear what they are saying, and then we can go forth from there and talk about how we can fix things together. So if there's something that I agree with them, maybe we can use that to then go forth.
Thank you. Candidate Frankowiak?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I mean, it just we need to work together. We need to use common sense, show the facts, and that like don't really come to any type of uh, disagreement. We all have our concepts of what ideas need to be done, and just voice our opinion. And once a decision is made, work from that decision and continue on.
Thank you. Candidate Holmes?
I definitely believe we need to foster a collaborative environment. I think this happens through active listening, respectful dialogue, giving everyone a chance to have their voice being heard. And if needed, if agreement is not made, then to be willing to compromise and to meet somewhere where all the needs will be met.
Thank you. Our next question, what steps would you take to increase transparency and encourage more residents to participate in township government? And this time, we'll start with candidate Frankowiak.
I mean, the first thing is using social media to get the meetings available to the public, and that and then make sure everything is available via the web so that people can look at the data and not have to FOIA the county or the township for the information.
Okay. Candidate Holmes?
Definitely need to have the open meetings broadcast and put on YouTube so that they're available to watch from home. I believe that transparency is not just putting it out there, but also making it um, easy for everyone to understand. And part of that would be also having information out there in Spanish as well, like the website. And then having minutes posted in a timely manner for people to look up and see exactly what was decided. I would also like to see maybe town halls being held to see what the community needs are aside from the regular meetings.
Thank you. Candidate DeJenna?
I think it first starts with voting. I wish people would be more involved in their local politics, not just national. I think this is a huge part of everybody's life, and it's something that gets missed a lot. Once people get into office, then I think we definitely need to make sure that our meetings are public, both on YouTube or whatever place that we can put them on. I do agree that we could use social media in a lot of ways to get the meetings out so that the people know that we're going to have it. Making sure that people know that it's available to look at the minutes, getting them out timely. Just really trying to get people involved more in local politics.
Thank you. Our next question will start with candidate Holmes. How would you ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent responsibly and efficiently?
Well, I would start by making sure I spent my time researching what the supervisor wants the money spent on, doing my homework, making sure I am aware of all the repercussions of it. And then I think a big part of it is listening to what the community needs. If the community does not think that we need to spend more money one way, then maybe that's not the direction we need to go. We're there to help them not go against what the township desires.
Thank you. Candidate DeJenna?
I would agree with candidate Holmes, and then I would also add that we make sure that we also work with groups that are already in the community. So if they're already providing a service, making sure that people know that they can go to these places for these services, that we don't need to already or to rewrite the book. Like there's already things that are being offered here, and we just need to make sure that people are aware of that. So using our resources that we already have, and then the things that we're missing, we can definitely start putting money towards those things, especially if those are big needs in our community.
Thank you. Candidate Frankowiak?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I think of is that we don't duplicate uh, things that are being done by uh, other entities that we do with what monies we have and do it the best that we can do and not duplicate what other people are doing.
Thank you. The next question will start with candidate DeJenna. Are there any specific areas of the township budget that you believe need to be cut or potentially reallocated or increased?
I do think that we really need senior services in our area. We don't currently have a lot of senior services, and we could be doing a lot more. We could definitely have services where they can sign up for Medicaid, for tax prep services, insurance. There's a lot of things that we could be doing. And just really, there's like a loneliness epidemic. We can get them together and they can have fun things to do. And there's lots of opportunities for that. I would also think that we need to spend more on our kids. They are, without sounding trite, our future. And we need them to have services available to them. So having tutors for ACT and ACT prep, and for having tutors for a subject that they're having difficulties in.
Thank you. Candidate Frankowiak?
I agree with almost all of that. I mean, it just helping the seniors out. I agree with that, and helping the children out. You know that we are doing providing food for them during this spring break and that, and so just do more of what we're doing.
Thank you. Candidate Holmes?
I would definitely like to see our tax dollars stay in our township for senior and youth and family services, um, rather than be given to other townships to provide those services.
Okay, thank you. You all addressed some of these issues, but for our next question, and we'll start with you, candidate Frankowiak. How can the township make sure it's meeting the needs of all of its citizens? You all have mentioned seniors. What about also veterans and low-income families?
We need to be able to listen to the uh, taxpayers and in our community, get the pulse, what is needed, and provide what and answer their questions and provide the needs to them.
Thank you. Candidate Holmes?
As I said earlier, would love to see us hold town halls, more targeted town halls, maybe just for seniors to see what their needs are and what needs are not being met, and then a town hall for veterans, and same with low income families. Um, and find out from them directly what kind of services they need.
Thank you. Candidate Jenna?
I would agree with both of those. And I think, again, definitely helping out and having these services for people that maybe aren't able to get them right now. Making sure that there's a place for them to go and people to see and talk to and be heard. And yeah.
Thank you. This next question will start with you, Candidate Holmes. What are your priorities for improving public services like roads for township residents, and how would you want to pay for them?
Unless there is more that I am not aware of, I believe that the current highway supervisor does a pretty good job, and I have heard all good things about what people think about township roads, that they're better maintained than a lot of county or state roads.
Okay, thank you. Candidate DeJenna?
I would agree with candidate Holmes. I've only heard good things. There's only one thing I can think of, but it isn't something that I can do a lot with. I can talk to the highway commissioner, but I can't make him do it. And yeah.
Okay. Candidate Frankovic?
I can just say that my personal opinion, not opinion, but my personal actions with the highway commissioner when there's issues with the road in front of my house or in the neighborhood. I've brought it to his attention, and we've gotten very good feedback from, response to that. The streets are always salted and taken care of, and compared to other townships, I think our road system in the township is very good and is top quality.
Thank you. Our next question will start with candidate DeJenna. As I'm sure you all know, there is a Winfield Township referendum on the ballot that part of the language includes the mention of constitutional pension reform. Are you aware of that referendum, and do you support it? And again, we'll start with you, candidate DeJenna.
I am aware, and I do not.
Okay. Candidate Frankovic?
I'm aware of it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense in all that I've read about it, and I don't support it.
Thank you. And candidate Holmes?
I am also aware of it, and from what I understand, I would not support it. I do not support it. It seems to be people from outside of our township coming in with an agenda.
Thank you. Shifting topics a little bit, and this question will start with candidate Frankovic. What do you see as the role of trustees relative to the operation of the new 708 Mental Health Board?
We just approved the levy that the board comes, the mental health board comes to the township with their levy request, and we vote on that.
Okay. Candidate Holmes?
Could you please repeat the question?
Absolutely. What do you see as the role of the trustees relative to the operation of the new 708 Mental Health Board?
I believe that it is going to be our job to support it. I think that the decisions regarding specifics as to how they operate and what they decide to do with it is up to them. We're just one more level of oversight.
Okay. Candidate DeJenna?
I'm excited that it's starting, and I think there needs to be a board. I'm not sure that has been cleared yet. So once there is a board and they have decided the direction they would like to go, I believe that we have the oversight in where that money is being spent.
Great. I appreciate it. This final question is a little more open-ended, so I'll give you a chance to think about it. But as you all were getting ready for the forum today, um, was there a question that you expected me to ask that we haven't asked you today, that you would like to share? Uh, Tell us what the question is, and then, of course, answer it. Each of you can have your own question and answer. And for this one, we'll start with you, Candidate Holmes.
Well, in preparing for this, I was extremely nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I didn't know what type of questions that would be asked. Um, I did like all the questions, so that went well. As far as another question, um, I don't really know. I guess I would have appreciated a question about um, what we think we can do to improve the township, which maybe was kind of in a lot of the other questions. And my answer to that would be the biggest one, well, two parts is having senior services here in our township, and then also offering information available in Spanish. Is that a lot of Winfield Township is a minority majority. Um, so I definitely think that that is very important for us to do.
Thank you very much, Candidate Holmes. Candidate DeJena?
I didn't know what to expect. So I also came in a little bit nervous, but you've been great. So that has been really helpful. Your questions are very calming, and yeah, so hopefully we've answered well. But yeah, I don't know that I expected a question. I just came in with an open mind and hope that I would be able to answer in a good fashion and be honest about everything, and hope that I got my ideas across.
Thank you. And finally, Candidate Frankowiak.
Yeah, that's probably one of the questions that I didn't expect to be asked. And then so I expected more a question in finances, taxes and in that realm. And I mean it just uh my answer to those questions would be we need to use common sense of how to make sure that the dollars that we have are go to the proper places that need to be addressed. I mean, if for seniors and for the roads and for the children. So that's what I have.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And then finally, we are ready for your closing remarks. So we're going to give each of you a minute for closing remarks. We started the opening remarks with candidate Jenna. So for this, we're going to start the closing remarks with candidate Frankowiak.
Well, I didn't realize that how the timer was working, so I didn't have much to say that. But uh, my experience is in is to use common sense for a problem, and with the experiences I had in work and with this community, I just think I will offer my effort to make sure everything is done properly. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Holmes?
I would like to first thank you for hosting this event, and for anyone watching, thank you for taking the time to educate yourself before voting. If elected, I look forward to us having a thriving township that offers senior services and youth and family services here in our own township, along with working towards a healthy board that prioritizes transparency and listening to the needs of our community members in our township. I believe that we all deserve a township where seniors are supported, families thrive, and everyone has access to resources. I'm asking for your support so that I can bring my energy, experience, and commitment to the Township Board of Trustees. Please consider voting for me, Rebecca Holmes.
Thank you. And finally, candidate DeJenna.
Thank you very much for having this forum today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate anybody that has watched and informed themselves. I'm really excited to get into this and to work on getting senior services, youth services, family services, and just making our community even better. It's great, but we can do more. So please consider voting for me, Kirsten Jenna.
Thank you. Thank you all. On behalf of the community, I want to thank all of you for being with us today. Our democracy thrives when all of us are engaged. Attending or watching a candidate forum is an excellent way to be empowered to join discussions on local issues and make your voice heard on Election Day. We hope that each and every one of you will vote and inspire your family, friends, and neighbors to do the same. Information on how and when to vote can be found at vote411.org and on the League of Women Voters of Wheaton's website and our social media. We hope you will take advantage of voting either early, which starts tomorrow, March 17th, and on Election Day, April 1st. Recording of this forum can be found on the League of Women Voters of Wheaton's website. Again, good afternoon, and to the candidates, best of luck to you on the campaign. Thank you.
Thank you.